action pictures to be found in the Comic Weekly, the world's greatest comic supplement that comes to you each week with your Hearst Sunday newspaper. Join the 11 million adults and 6 million youngsters who make their weekends more enjoyable reading the world's greatest comic and adventure pictures by the world's best artists featured in every issue of the Comic Weekly. He insists on the Sunday newspaper that brings you the Comic Weekly. When Jim and Kitty are put aboard the luxury liner Monterey from the submarine that rescued them from the small uncharted island, neither of them knew that Lil was a passenger aboard the liner. When Jim attempts to send Lil a message telling her of his rescue, one of the ship's officers tells Jim that she is a passenger and has a cabin just a few doors down the deck. Jim is completely taken back by this very pleasant surprise. He is also informed Lil knows of his presence on the boat, as she collapsed when she learned that Jim was the man the submarine crew had rescued. The sudden shock of finding Jim alive proved a little too much for her, and she fainted and was carried to her cabin and given medical attention. Thoroughly refreshed by a bath, shave, and a complete change of clothes, Jim is anxious to see Lil. He's just about to leave his cabin.
Yeah. Well, how do I look?
Oh, absolutely perfect, Mr. Bradley. You'd never know that you'd been picked up out of a submarine a couple of hours ago. Well, you look as if you'd been on board all along. Don't look a bit worse for your misadventure.
Oh, thanks to you and the chief purser. Well, I'm off to lay siege to my lady's chamber. What's that number again?
A14. It's just down the deck to your right. But remember, don't be disappointed if you don't get in. That Irish nurse is doing guard duty, and she's no one to argue with.
Okay, I'll take a chance. Here goes.
Well, so long, Mr. Bradley. See you later. Best of luck.
Thanks. The cabin is down this way?
That's it. 6 doors down.
Okay, I'll find it. Thanks again.
Here he is, Mr. Vril. Shall I go to the door?
Shh, no. No, I can't face him looking like this. He knows I've fainted, and he can see I've been crying. Good heavens, what will he think?
Oh. What are you going to do? You can't let him stand out there.
Well, he'll go away and come back a little later.
Hello in there. No use trying to fool me. I know you're in there, so open up.
The idea of him. He's got his nerve yelling about the deck like that. You'd better hurry, Mr. Vril, before he knocks the door down.
All right.
Listen to him. Persistent cuts, isn't he?
Hey, in there. Lil, what's the idea? Are you going to open that door, or do I have to get a captain's order?
Aren't you nearly ready, Mr. Vril? I'm afraid he'll have a crowd gathering if he carries on that way.
Well, I'm nearly ready just as soon as I fix my face.
Listen. I think he's gone now. At least he's quit pounding on the door. Shall I take a peek out and see?
Well, he's as full of tricks as a circus clown. He might just be waiting out there.
I'll edge up near the door and open it quietly.
All right.
What did I tell you? He's gone. Now, can you beat that? Imagine a man running off like that.
Oh, he'll be back and maybe bring half the ship's officers with him to try to make us open the door.
They'd enjoy doing that, too. So you'd better hurry.
Oh, I'll be ready in just a few minutes.
Look there. Coming in under the door. He's written you a note. Wait, I'll get it for you. Here, Mr. Vril.
Thank you, Miss O'Connor. I know you're in there. The ship's officers are on my side. I'll be back later. We have a lot of things to talk over, Jim.
Well, you look as if you're all ready now. You won't need me any longer, so I'll just slip back to my quarters.
All right, Miss O'Connor, and thanks again for being so grand.
Ah, don't mention it. Say, I've enjoyed this more than you have.
Oh.
I'll be going. But if he's out there waiting, I'll pop back in and warn you.
All right.
Don't go back in there. Give a guy a break, will you? Is she nearly ready?
Yes. She'll be out in a minute now, sir. So let go of my arm and I'll be on my way.
Good. The first officer is waiting for you to report just around the corner up forward.
Righto. Thanks and good luck.
I got you, gorgeous.
Oh, Jim. Jim.
Hey, what's the idea of stalling like this?
Well, Jim, I had to. I made such a fool of myself, fainting and everything. I just couldn't face you then.
Oh, never mind that now. Gosh, but it's good to see you again.
Oh, Jim. Jim, how wonderful it is to see you. Why, we'd given you up as dead, lost. Jim.
Oh, hey, now. Take it easy. No tears there. No tears. That's it. Just stay right where you are for a minute.
Oh, what? What, Jim Bradley? What in the world are you doing with a woman in your arms? How?
Don't get excited, Kitty. It's perfectly all right. Look who it is.
Why, Mr. Brill, what in the world are you doing here? How did you get aboard the boat?
Well, just like any ordinary passenger, I bought a ticket. But let me congratulate you on your miraculous escape, Kitty. You and Jim certainly were lucky. Hasn't it all been thrilling?
Really, certainly it's been exciting. One shock after another. But I hardly expected this.
Neither did I, Kitty. This makes the perfect climax to all our good luck.
All your good luck, Jim. My good fortune ran out when that submarine ran into the island for water and rescued us.
Why, Kitty, you sound as if you didn't want to be rescued.
I didn't. Neither would you, had you been in my place. Jim is the one who insisted upon our being taken off. Oh, but I mustn't stand here talking about what might have been. The past is behind us, and as for the present, well, I know you two will want to be alone.
Oh, here now, Kitty.
I know perfectly well I'm very much deterred, so I leave you to enjoy your reunion. So good night to you both. And to you, Mr. Brill, congratulations.
Turning cheerfully away, Kitty makes her way back to her cabin. Jim and Lil watch her disappear and then turn their thoughts to their own problems. Kitty's actions and Jim's reassurances make Lil realize that her fears about Jim were groundless. They patch up their differences and begin to discuss their future.
Lil, one thing I haven't been able to get quite clearly is just how you happen to be on this boat bound for the States.
Well, that's rather a long story, Jim. To begin with, I might as well tell you that I'm working on an assignment.
What? You mean you actually began a case?
Well, it was either that or lose my mind brooding over the blow of losing you and worrying what the future would hold for me without you.
Ah, yeah, the right idea, Lil. Carry on the old tradition, the partnership. But tell me all about it. How'd you get it?
Well, it was about 3 weeks after we'd given you up for lost. And Colo came to visit me, and together we were trying to console each other and plan some sort of a future when there was a quiet knock at the door.
Yeah?
Colo opened it and admitted a distinguished Hindu potentate. Once I assured him he was safe and free to talk, he said,
I will proceed with my story. My uncle, His Royal Highness, the Maharaja of Lakmid and Pondarore, rules these two rich, powerful provinces in northwest India. He has ruled them wisely and well for over half a century. But now he is a very old man whose health is failing fast. There are certain foreign powers who are very anxious upon the death of my uncle to seize the power in these territories and set up a puppet government under my infamous and nefarious elder brother, the Raja Ramid Singh of Afsasgan.
but hasn't your uncle a rightful heir to the throne?
Oh, yes. Yes, a grandson, who until very recently we all believed to be dead, but we have discovered he is very much alive.
Oh.
He is living in the United States of America with the old nurse and governess who rescued him when his father, mother, and a party of friends perished in a railway wreck and fire some 16 years ago.
I see.
Fearing further bloodshed and revolution, she fled to Vancouver, Canada. From there, she entered the service of a Hindu importer, and she has remained in his house ever since. A few days ago, we received word that the old nurse is ill, and even with the best of medical care, she will not live longer than 3 months. We must reach her before she dies, obtain certain papers and sworn statements regarding the boy's birthright. He, too, must be informed of his true identity and be brought back to India, ready to assume his place on the throne. That is the mission I have been commissioned to prevail upon you to accept, Miss Davril.
Yes, but why me? Why not you or one of your trusted followers?
Our enemies are watchful and unceasingly vigilant. The disappearance and absence of any one of the faithful for any length of time would immediately arouse suspicion. The international spy ring would be mobilized for action, and our chances for bringing the Maharaja's heir back alive would be very small. If it leaked out that there was an heir alive, a revolution or an armed invasion might be started and the throne seized.
You're probably right. But now, what do you want me to do?
The steamship Monterey sails tonight for the United States. There is first-class passage available. You could sail on it, proceed to San Francisco, and go to the address I will give you. There you will find the prince and his old nurse. I will supply you with the necessary positive identification. The old nurse will release the prince in your care. Will you accept the assignment?
There's only one thing that makes me hesitate, Your Highness, and...
Yes?
Well, that's the separation from my loyal friend and co-worker, Kolo.
I realize that is indeed quite a sacrifice to make. But of course, it would not be prudent to let him accompany you. Being one of my countrymen, it would arouse suspicion, and should our enemies discover it...
Monsieur Lille, you go. Kolo will stay. This be good thing to do. Happiness of hundreds of thousands of His Highness people depend on it. Kolo must not stand in way. I wait for you to come back, Monsieur Lille.
Thank you. Thank you, good friend of my people.
Then, Kolo, you want me to take on this job?
Yes, very much, Monsieur Lille.
Well, then, make your plans, Your Highness. I accept.
So you took the case, and here you are, huh? Well, Lil, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll join the assignment as your assistant. How's that?
Oh, simply swell, Jim, but look, do you see that shadow?
Yeah?
That man has been following me ever since we sailed.
Reunited, Jim and Lil are themselves again, ready to embark on new adventures. But while they have been talking, the shadow of the strange passenger who has tried to strike up an acquaintance with Lil falls across their path. Who is this man? Don't miss the next exciting episode in the adventures of Jungle Jim. Remember, you can follow these adventures in the full-color action pictures to be found in the Comic Weekly, the world's greatest comic supplement containing the best full-color adventure and comic pictures. Remember, no other comic supplement can give you the top names of Cartoonland like the all-star favorites to be found in the Comic Weekly. The whole family follow the fun and frolics of Jiggs and Maggie, the Little King, the immortal Donald Duck, as well as the exciting adventures of Flash Gordon and Jungle Jim. Join the 11 million adults and 6 million youngsters who every week find the greatest of home entertainment in the Comic Weekly, which comes to you with your Hearst Sunday newspaper. More thrilling radio adventures of Jungle Jim will be heard at the same time next week over the same station. Be sure to tune in.